Sick. All righty. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So I always like to just start out with just quick introductions, almost like elementary school style, real quick. Tell us who you are and something unique about you that people may not know.
You got to go. All right, I'll go first. My name is Jackson, and I sing in Viper Club. And something interesting about me is I'm slightly TikTok famous.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yep.
I'll have to pick your brain because I watched TikTok, but I don't know how. I just don't figure. I haven't figured out how to use TikTok.
I might not be the one to talk to, honestly.
Just kind of random, just kind of happened.
Yeah, okay. Like random. I don't get it yet.
Hey, that's fine as long as you just keep on doing you, man. That's good.
Right. Yeah. As long as I just keep on doing me.
Heck yeah, man. That's dope.
My name is Nate. I play drums in Viper Club. And something interesting. What's something unique about me? You produced our entire record.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, sure. He produced, engineered, and mixed our entire record by himself.
Dang. That's impressive. Thanks. So we're going to have to obviously talk about that. Just real quick, I want to make sure the socials for anyone who's wanting to follow you guys, Viper Club Band, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure I have that correct on the stream here. But dude, that's so sick. So obviously there's a bunch of talent. So one of the cool things, so I can't remember. Initially, I was reached out to before you guys went on tour. We tried getting something scheduled, but schedules were a little bit crazy. And so obviously I've been listening to your music for a couple months now, and it's just bops, man. It's so much fun. The vibes are sick.
Thank you.
And the funny thing is, like, each song is so unique. Like, none of the songs sound the same. So I kind of want to jump into that. Like, your guys's, if you guys could like describe your style to people who may not have heard you yet.
Honestly, I always say that we're like pop ween. Yeah. Because we kind of have like a little bit of humor thrown in it. But everything sounds different. Like there's a lot of different styles. Like if we had a full length album out, all of the songs would be different styles, like pulling from here and there, but it's just a little less humor than that.
See, and that's what I thought was really cool, was the fact that you guys do that. Because typically, most bands, when I listen to them, there's a very consistent, like, hey, all right, now I'm kind of pegging their style or kind of pegging how they write or whatever. With you guys, it goes from, Reese. So the four most recent songs, obviously, starting with Reese Witherspoon from 2019, end of 2019, very just dancey, right? And then Rich Girl gave me freaking Tony Hawk vibes, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then Sunshine is my favorite one. I love Sunshine. That one instantly, I was just like, this one hooked me just right off the rip.
It was the bongos, wasn't it?
What was that?
It was the bongos, huh?
Dude, I don't know. There were so many things to it that was just like, I don't know. I really dig what you guys are doing. And like I said, it's something that I don't know. I feel like it's really challenging to do what you're doing. I feel like it can't be stated enough, the fact that writing different styles and changing it up like that is so intense to me. So tell me a little bit about how you guys go about that to keep it fresh and also to still have an identity as a band while changing up the sound like that.
First of all, great question. Second of all, I to be honest with you, I think just kind of how we go about everything is we're kind of trying, not like we're trying to like break rules or like anything necessarily like that. It's more just like we had kind of chased a dragon before of like, hitting a chorus in 30 seconds or like like all kind of like the BS like
The
songwriter stuff
rules.
that everyone like talks about. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and we just kind of got to the point where A, we were sick of it, and B, we realized that it didn't matter, and C, we were like, we have to play these songs forever. Like, if this, pops off, like we are playing this forever. And if these are just like songs that we're trying to garner somebody else's like appreciation before they even listen to our band, like like how fulfilling really is that,
Yeah.
And also like we're of the opinion that like we should only be as big as we deserve to be. So like if our music is dope, then cool. And if it's not, but it's still something we want to do, like we're happy with that at the end of the day. But part of that is honestly kind of not really thinking about it, like just kind of doing it on accident.
We listen to a lot of different music. That sounds, we're pretty wide listeners. Pretty much everyone in the band, we listen to all kinds of stuff, and it feels more natural to do that than to stick to a certain thing.
Yeah.
For us, I don't know if other bands are different, but that's just how we feel.
I mean, I really like that, because your identity is, I actually really like what that saying, what you said, in terms of you're only as big as you deserve to be. So explain that to me real quick, like what that means to only be as big as you deserve, because that's something that's a pretty unique thought.
In basically, we're just not going to kiss anybody's ass, like like we just like we don't want to chase anything that's not us, and we don't want to be anything that's not us. And like sometimes like it gets easy to compromise who you are.
Oh yeah.
If you start even seeing success.
Just general authenticity, like every part of the way. And we've really tried to do that, even if we're just, because like Reese Witherspoon is just kind of like joke. It's not like a joke song, but it definitely started as a joke song. It was just funny. And it kind of artistically got to a point to where like we were like, yeah, this is jokey and stuff, but like this is how we joke around. Like this is so that we felt comfortable like releasing it and doing it and stuff. And that's kind of like I guess everything we strive for is just the authenticity in what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's so important, because I think I especially, where where you said you're slightly TikTok famous, I feel like authenticity has gone out the window a lot with that type of stuff, right? Like people, I think the reason why people get really famous on there is their ability, typically it starts with authenticity, right? But then they kind of lose that over time. And so for you guys, as you've been, writing, you've got a new record coming, as you're starting to see success, probably through TikTok, and as you start to grow, what is it that kind of keeps you grounded and focused on like not pursuing that, not trying to kiss up to someone and trying to do something that, because I mean, let's face it, that's pretty appealing to a lot of people, right? To get the label deal, to get the big shows, to play to do the big tours. So like how do you guys kind of balance that?
Wow, man, you have awesome questions.
Oh, thank you.
Keeping that balanced, or like keeping us grounded, for me personally, it goes back to the fans, like because like they fuck with us when we're or frick with us when
you're good, dude.
I'm good. Okay. Yeah.
You're good. I'll just duck the audio. Like I want you authenticity. That's key to me.
Okay.
Like I'll mute it. I'll mute it when I release it. But in terms of like the actual conversation, be you. So
okay. Cool. Thank you. Like people, this past year, and especially this tour, we've realized like
how many people really do like what we're doing.
Yeah.
And for me, it keeps me grounded, man. Like, cause like that's who we are. Like, like we can't hide from the songs, you know, that are out. And like, it's kind of like, if you like those, you like the band, you know?
Yeah.
We've been like fortunate that people have been vocal about liking our stuff. And like, we've had like people that interact with us, and like that's for me what keeps it grounded and what makes it
keeps us in it.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
It's very sobering too. Like, since the people that like listen to us are very vocal about how they feel and like things that they like, it's a very like it's just very sobering to have that around. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And do you guys think that there's ever a time, like, this is obviously a theoretical question, or like a, you know, not like that you understand necessarily now, but like, do you ever think there's a time where it goes from being humbled and like appreciative to expecting it? Does it ever, do you know if that ever happens, or if it does, when that happens?
I see what you're getting at, like, for sure, because I've experienced this on TikTok a lot.
Okay.
Because that is a platform where, like, as you know, like, a lot of things go viral like every day. And it's kind of like you know, like, to think about it, like, there's a lot of videos, again, that go viral every day. And like, if you make a viral video, like I said before, like, I didn't do it on purpose, you know, like, and so that's for me like a weird crossroads between authenticity and like seeing something, because like walking that line between delivering an authentic video while also keeping in the back of my head that if this video doesn't do well, like, that might affect me negatively posting more videos.
Yeah.
Like, it does get hard to walk that line. And I think as long as you just remember why you're doing it, you'll never expect.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. And I think that that's a pretty consistent theme amongst everything, right? Like, especially in like, I think what you like, kind of building off what you're talking about, like, especially in a world of virality where things go viral and there's not a rhyme or reason sometimes to some of it. And that moment that you start chasing the virality, you lose it, right? Like, most of the time you're not going to maintain it. And I think it's really cool what you guys are doing with the music that way, because, you know, like, I'm a huge pop punk fan, and like, I love that pop punk is coming back, but there are like, I've seen some people chasing it. I'm like, dude, it just doesn't feel right, man. It just, some bands you can tell that it was in their blood, like Mod Sun. I'm like, dude, this guy was meant to be pop punk, right? Like, but some of them, I'm like, man, they're kind of, there's something missing here. And I feel like it's partially that authenticity. They're like kind of chasing what Travis Barker is doing right now, right? He's bringing back this whole scene. He's revitalizing it single-handedly, bringing out a brand new record label for pop punk, and so cool. But I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, like, okay, boomer, you know what I mean?
No, I totally agree, man. Like, because you know, you get set in those genres, you know, like, you know what a poser is and you know what a poser's not. Like, so it's easy. Like, we just really don't want to be posers, you know?
Absolutely. And
like,
go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Like the best thing I think we have ever done has just gotten out of our own way, you know?
How did you do that?
Huh?
How did you do that? How'd you get out of your own way?
So what I'm gonna say, like, basically we stopped giving a fuck while also kept giving a fuck.
So you stopped caring what they thought while still caring about what matters to you.
Yeah, we basically just put all the care into the art.
Okay. I love
that.
Know,
and then just toss everything else.
That's a big if I can elaborate on that. That's like a huge problem for a lot of people, like writing songs. And I think that's really where like writer's block comes from for a lot of artists, is like just focusing on the things that you, okay, let me just say, like, I feel like everybody is kind of a control freak about their own things.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's really hard to find someone that isn't. And it's refreshing to find people that aren't like that. But with that comes like being a control freak about everything about it. And especially as you go along, you know, you kind of know what to expect when you release a song. And then you become a control freak about those things and how people are going to react to it, when you can't control that, you know, at all.
Yeah.
And it turns out you're just focusing so much on that stuff and not even your vision anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it just,
you just settle with the, and it's honestly like a really freeing thing as a songwriter.
Yeah.
To just know that you can't do anything about what someone feels about a song you put out.
Yeah.
Like it sounds so dumb, but like, you know, ego gets in the way of that for so long. So it's like I guess once you kind of decide that that's just like kind of a whack ass way of thinking, like you're like better off, you know?
No, I get that. Like, and it's funny because I've talked to a lot of bands and a lot of musicians, and so I have an understanding of what you're saying, and I get it in the like, I get it in my mind, right? But like I feel like there's something that is genuine. I don't know. It feels like it'd be very difficult to strike that balance of, I need to not care about pleasing these people. I need to care only about making something that's true to me. But there's a whole other flip side to this coin of, I need this to be successful enough for me to actually go on tour, to actually make more music. And I feel like those things, they should be hand in hand. They should be able to work together, but I feel like they're kind of opposing forces, right? Almost like economics and art. They're kind of opposing forces at times, even though they shouldn't be. They kind of need to work together.
Yeah. It kind of like the way I think about it is like, if you start by not wanting to please everyone and then you make something that everyone fucks with, then pleasing everyone's easy because you already know what they like. So then so basically like all the other stuff of pleasing people like comes in later, but it's way more digestible because you are like on board with it, you know, because you're like, hell yeah, I like this stuff too. Like, this is easy. Like, you know, like had I known, you know, the whole time that I could just make a song that I like, people like it, and then I just have to keep making songs that I like and people will keep liking it. Okay. You know? So as long as you just come at it with like, you know, full confidence, either way, like confidence is telling already.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, even in conversations, you know.
Yeah.
And if that can come across in your music and then translate to everything, you know, after that, then that's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. Like I said, it's just, to me, it's such a, they shouldn't be at odds with one another. And I like how you said it, because it's like they stop being at odds with one another at some point.
Yeah.
If you've actually kind of, you know, that nirvana, right? That state of nirvana is basically what you're talking about. That moment where you're at peace with the good and the bad, the ups and the downs. Everything has now kind of leveled out and found its unique place. It's found its place in this universe. Like everything kind of starts working out. And with you guys finding that balance, like obviously 2019 is where I started. That's the first music that I saw released. But how long have you guys been at this, like making music and being musicians?
Man, I mean, this band has been a band since 2018, but we really started being a band like
since 2019.
Was it 2019? Yeah, that's right.
Viper Club isn't that old, but we were in a band before Viper Club that was called Sunday at Noon, and that was like pretty.
It was about 4 years, and we started. Yeah, Nate and I have been doing this like since I was 16, and he was basically as soon as I got my driver's license, Nate and I started playing gigs together.
Oh, heck yeah.
And we played it like, I mean, we started doing like cover gigs.
That was like when we decided we wanted to be like career musicians. But we've been playing instruments and stuff forever. Musical family.
Yeah,
we're one of those.
Okay. What did you guys start on? Like, what musical instruments did you start with?
I started on drums.
I started with guitar.
Okay. So are you both still doing the same instruments? Like, are you still playing guitar? Like, where are you guys at now as you've progressed? I'm sure you do multiple instruments now, but
well, for me, because I don't play in Viper Club.
You do the singing only.
Yeah, I just sang, and which was a cool thing for me because I had not ever been a frontman. You know, I had just been like the lead singer with a guitar. And so when Viper Club started, I was like, maybe I should be a frontman. And I really like it because I'm like such a little stinker for attention, you know. But like, as far as like my playing now, it's usually just like writing or sessions. You know, if I ever do like a session or whatever, like a fill-in thing or stuff like that. I play guitar sporadic. But
those are definitely like our main instruments.
Yeah.
Like if we ever do session stuff, we're on the mains.
Yeah, we're on the mains.
Yeah.
Okay. And when like as you guys are like, making music, I'm actually very curious about this because one of the things I used to play guitar and sing. So I used to do that a lot in terms of playing a bunch of shows back in the day. But the idea to me of taking that guitar away from me scared the heck out of me. Like the idea of kind of it was almost a wall, almost like a safety barricade between me and the microphone and me and the audience. So like when you decided to be a front man and obviously, quote unquote, be a stinker for attention, was it a pretty easy transition to jump in and be the front man, or was it like did you ever have hesitations or any sort of like concerns as you started that?
I kind of tested the waters in the old band we were in. We had this one song that wasn't very good that I didn't play guitar on, and so I would just not play guitar.
Okay.
It's like I definitely was uncomfortable because, like you said, my barricade was taken away. But I honestly didn't really feel fully comfortable being a frontman, like fully in my element, until the last tour we went on.
Oh, okay.
And that tour, because I mean, before that we had played like 2 home shows, and then COVID, so I was out of practice, and like I guess just the week of it like cemented me in. But yeah, I was terrified when I made the jump because I have always like felt pretty confident behind a guitar, and like so whatever frontman juice I didn't have, I could just guitar juice. There was a crutch there, and now there's no crutch. So like if I eat a dick, I eat a dick. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
So, like it definitely scared me because I was like, oh, I have to like like the frontman thing, I personally got to work for. Like I try and like do it, and that's like what makes it fulfilling for me. But like it definitely was a jump, and it's definitely more work, but it's like the payoff is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And when you are, when you made that jump, like obviously, we talked about kind of the worries, the stress, but what were like the pros and cons of ditching the guitar and just being solely focused on vocals. What are some of your favorite things about that? What are some of like your least favorite things about that transition?
Well, my favorite thing was just the fact that I could start honing my craft as a vocalist. Like, just trying to be a better singer. The part I didn't like about it was the crutch factor.
Mm-hmm.
And then oh man, that's like the biggest thing, because like, sorry, I like totally lost my train of thought there.
No, you're good, bro.
Oh, I remember now. So like in a live setting, I had been used sonically, I had just been used to the guitar being there and like being more in control of like the sonic environment around the
Mm-hmm.
vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
Felt like I was a part of it, so it was easier for me to like get in the groove of songs.
Okay.
And the first thing I noticed, like when we would start, when we practiced and stuff, is I would always come away from practice like thinking like something was missing or whatever, and it was literally just the fact that I didn't play guitar.
Yeah,
and like my ear,
like it wasn't there.
To it,
Yeah.
And so it really kind of like messed me up for like a little bit, because like I guess maybe I was just like being a control freak, and like wanting a part in that, and like not having it, and like doing the singing thing and not understanding how much of a part the singing was, and how much I needed to kind of like mentally STFU about like art, because like, like it doesn't make sense if you think about it, because like singing is part of that too.
Yeah.
And so once I hit that stride, I was fine. But like, yeah, no, it definitely did like freak me out. And to be honest with you, like until recently, the cons in my brain always outweighed the pros, but I felt like it was worth it. And then now I think it's absolutely worth it.
Absolutely. And what was it that clicked on this tour? Like, what was it that changed, that said, dude, this is it? Was it the energy in the crowd? Was it just like feeling a lot? Like, what was it that actually made things click for you?
It was the chemistry with the band.
Oh, okay.
It was, I personally think it was combined from the fact that it was, because usually when we tour, we'll like bring our manager with us, but this time it was us.
Oh, okay.
So it was like just the band. And like we, with COVID and everything else, had not had much of that time. And like before that, we had just recorded our album. That was like the last like group kind of thing we did all together. Yeah. But to me, it was the chemistry. It was just knowing, like being reassured that like everyone's got everyone's back, like we're in this together. Like if we sound good, we're going to sound good together. If we sound like shit, we're going to sound like shit together.
Yeah, dude.
And so like, maybe it was that spirit, or just, the crowd. It was, I really do think it was the chemistry though.
Yeah. That's awesome. And obviously, so I was looking at my phone because I had to confirm, because obviously I should have known. I should have been paying closer attention. Obviously, you guys look similar. I was like,
yeah.
And then you alluded like, yeah, musical family, and I was like, okay, I had to confirm that I was actually right. So, as brothers, obviously, I'm sure you guys have had a chemistry prior to obviously the band, but what was what was like one of the coolest things, like being brothers going on this tour together? What was one of the coolest things for you guys?
I'll let you take that one.
Oh man.
I don't know. It is pretty cool. Yeah. I remember one moment in particular. This was not. Can I bring up a previous tour?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, honestly, most of the time when this happens, Nate and I will just be standing somewhere, like in a different state, and just be like, "Wow!" But we were, we had both never been to New York, and our first tour ever with our old band, we went to New York, and Nate and I were standing outside this venue called Sidebar in the East Village, and we like never thought that we would go to New York. you know,
Yeah.
like, and we were just like kind of standing there looking around, and we just kind of looked at each other. None of us said anything. It was just kind of a moment.
Yeah.
That I'll kind of have forever.
And you're just kind of like, this is happening.
It was just kind of like a wow, like, you know, this like, tour
sounded like Owen Wilson there.
Dude,
wow.
Dude,
wow.
This tour, let me tell you, I can answer this question for both of us now.
Okay.
Do it. On this tour, we were in New Mexico. We were driving through New Mexico coming home from Colorado.
Oh no.
And we stopped to get gas. Nate fills up the tank, everyone goes in, you know, like does their thing, comes back, and the van will not start. And we're like, oh my God. So we break down. Okay. And we call it. Now, this story can go on, you know, for probably about an hour. But
hey, we got the podcast format. We got time, bro.
Podcast format.
You want to take.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we break down. And I walk into the gas station. I'm like, guy, none of us have service. Like, we don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. And so I walk in. I'm like, hey, is there a tow company around? And so they give us the contact information for this tow company. And I call the tow company. I'm like, can you tow us into Santa Fe? And so the tow truck driver comes over, gets the van. We all 5 of us cram in this tow truck for 2 hours to Santa Fe.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
We had the greatest tow truck driver ever. His name was Stan. Stan, if you ever see this, thank you. And had the best mechanic ever, whose name was Rudy. Rudy, if you see this, you're a godsend. But
fixed our van just good enough.
Just good enough
to get the 7 hours home.
So what was not said in the story is that the rest of the guys had to be home the next day. So we thought we may be staying in Santa Fe for the night. So Carl was like, I'll get a rental car, take the rest of the guys home, and then Nate and I can figure out the van stuff. So we like kind of like divided to conquer. Okay. And so Nate and I get the van fixed. It's like 8 o'clock. It was 9 o'clock at this point. Dang. We are 7 hours away from our house. And we're like, okay, let's do this. And so we drove through like the dark ass desert at like the wee hours of the morning
on a van that we had no idea if it was going to break down.
We didn't like the first gas stop. We filled it up. We went inside, like prayed for like 2 hours, and then came back outside, hopped in the van, and fired her up. And the things are just like going everywhere. And I was like, drive. It was like Nate just like throws it in drive and goes. Like,
I love it.
And that was stressful. See, Nate and I always get like the weird like stuff. Like we always have to do the weird stuff. Like I don't know why. Yeah. But this was by far like it ended up being like 4 o'clock in the morning. Nate and I are in Flagstaff, Arizona. He's making noodles at the gas station. And like I'm just like we're just standing there like so tired we can barely walk. And like it was that moment for me when we were sitting in Flagstaff because we were close enough to home. And I frequent Flagstaff quite a bit, so I know my way around the city. So I was like, okay, at least we're in a place that I know.
Yeah.
You know, and like that was the moment where I could have the moment to be like, wow, we really did this, huh? Like,
yeah.
We made it through to the other side.
We really did. Yeah.
We officially have survived this crazy moment. Everything's good. And the coolest thing about that isn't that you made it out and everything ended up being cool, but it was like the fact that it's just like what a cool experience. Like, you know, you hear those things in so many like movies or things, right? Like that was almost like a Hallmark ending, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like everything's going wrong. You've got Stan, this awesome dude, and you got this whole scene of you guys talking to Stan and this tow truck, and he's like, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to fix your car this late, you know. And then you got Rudy comes through and says, hey, dude, I got you.
Yeah. Chad, let me tell you, just the tow truck drive could have been a movie.
I love
the tow truck. Yeah,
just that.
Like, I wish, bro. I wish I could.
I can't go into like all the details of the tow truck drive, but let me tell you, it was delightful.
That's amazing. That's that type of stuff for me. Like obviously, like multiple things. I'm stoked that everything was good, that you were able to get the van fixed, that you guys were able to get back in time, because I'm sure there was work and other things involved. But it also is one of those things that gives you hope for humanity. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow, there are good people in the world.
Dude,
shout out to Stan and Rudy.
Dude, Rudy. Man.
Rudy slow clap for Rudy, man.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Total class act.
Truly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
him and his wife are both awesome.
Oh, that's so rad. You guys were what? You said 10 hours from home at that point?
We were, when we broke down, we broke down, we were 9 hours away. Okay. And we had it towed 2 hours south to Santa Fe. So we were which, by the way, the 2 hour tow truck drive only took about 45 minutes.
Actually, yeah.
Like,
it was like really quick.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
he's just cruising for you.
Oh, let me. Yeah,
no, he knew y'all were in a hurry.
It was like an hour and 20 minutes. But
it was pretty fast.
Yeah,
it should have taken a lot longer than it actually did, though.
We like skipped the oven. We just put it in the microwave. Like that's how it was.
Love it.
You know.
See, that's just so cool, though. Like, that really is, like, those are the moments that live forever, right? Like, those things just live on forever. And it's like, man, that's so, like, for lack of a better term, that's magical, right? It's just like, that's so cool. And for you guys, and, you know, looking back on it, obviously in the moment, having those people around helped. Like, it probably built camaraderie in the band too, like you were talking about, like trusting one another and feeling confident that, hey, we've got each other's backs, everything's going to work out, everything's going to be fine. But like, as you guys were going through that and now you're looking back on it, what are some of like the things that like in that moment kind of solidified things for you? Like, because, you know, you obviously talked about this tour was kind of the game changer, right? Was it that moment that things kind of really clicked and just like made sense? Or when was it on that tour that, even if it was before that and leading up to that things were like, this works, this is the right group of guys, this is the right music, this is the right vibe, this is it? When was that?
So when we got back from New Mexico, we had 2 days off. And then on the Thursday, we played the Whiskey A Go-Go. And like, we, at this point, like, when we got the van back, like, I mean, it's great now. Like, the spirit is great. The story is great.
Yeah.
But those 2 days were probably the hardest days for us because we had this tour and then our bass player got sick. Thank God it wasn't COVID. But like, it was like another thing. And so we just kind of had all these things happening and we were like, I don't know if we can do this. Like, like, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah.
And then we went
so stressful. I can't even imagine.
Next day.
That sounds so stressful.
Oh my God. So we're like, all right, we're going to, because at first, like, we were honestly thinking about canceling the rest of the tour.
Oh no.
And like, thus far we had played Salt Lake and Denver, and they were both incredible, like, fun shows. And like, we got done with Denver and we were like, holy crap, like, people like came out and watched us in Denver, like, you know, because before, like, we would go on tour and there'd be like 2 people standing there. So we were like, like, we're kind of like, what's going on? We're still kind of like that, to be honest with you. Like, and so we go play the Whiskey, and it wasn't until we hit Flagstaff, like, at the end of the thing, because like, Whiskey, we drove, well, actually I drove 6 hours. Like, I drove everyone 6 hours. I'm absolutely going to take my pride on this. And then we played the Whiskey, and then I drove everyone back again that night.
LA in 24 hours.
LA in under 24 hours.
Under 24.
Dang.
And then we had a show the next day in Tucson. And we played 3 of the best Viper Club shows we have ever played in our entire lives. And like, we got done in Flagstaff, and like, there were people, like, just a shitload of people that we did not expect. And then like, they all knew the songs, and like, when people showed up on tour, they just knew the song. And it was like, for us, it was the moment of triumph after the last show on tour, where we had made it through, even just like going on and doing the tour, not really knowing if like people would show it. Like, the fact that we kept going when things looked horrible.
Yeah.
Made us realize that we could do it.
It was huge validation because we were really just thinking about canceling it just from how stressed, like, just the stress ball of it.
Yeah.
And we played to like packed houses for the last 3 shows.
Yeah.
And it was
so
like
rad.
It was insane, especially Whiskey, because like that was cool. Like our parents drove out for that. Like,
oh heck yeah,
it was like, because like we had heard about the Whiskey a Go Go since we were kids, and then we got to play it, so it was like super. And then Bring Me the Horizon played there like 2 days before us.
dang.
So I'm like on stage, like kind of looking around, like, man, Ollie was just here. Like, you
I
know, like
arrived, bro. I have arrived.
Yeah, like it was a cool feeling, like, you know, like, and I guess just for some reason, like, you know, I feel like you got to be like a bit of a dumbass to do this kind of stuff, and like, you know, like I think it pays off to be stupid sometimes, you know.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say you do have to have kind of an ignorant bliss about you. Like you have to kind of see the world with innocent eyes in order to be a successful musician, because you know, you really have to just truck on through and just kind of say, well, you know, that happened. I'm just continue going, because very few people have that outlook to actually say, regardless of what happens, I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul, because that is obviously like that stress, and that's kind of one of the I've got a few things that kind of came from that, but you know, with that idea in my mind, a lot of the things that I've got 2 sons, and some of the things I'm trying to constantly teach them is all the best things in life come after the hardest things in life, right? And it's kind of funny that the same thing applies to being in a band. It applies to really anything. It's like the harder you struggle for it and the more stress you feel, it's even if the shows were average, they probably would have felt better. But now they're even above average, and now it's like, holy crap, dude, like we have finally arrived here. And the second thing that I thought of was, you know, you guys were talking about people are knowing your songs. They're showing up for you. Like they are here to see you, to hear you, to be there with you. What's the difference between seeing the numbers like from Spotify and Apple Music and like the statistics, right? Because I kind of do stats, and like I do software development, and I work with numbers and work with algorithms and stuff. But like, what's the difference between seeing the numbers on your computer screen or on your phone and kind of knowing where your listeners are and how many listeners you have versus in person? What is it that like is different?
They're funnier in person. That's for sure. Like,
well, it's definitely really validating to know that like a good percentage of the numbers are engaging and going to shows and stuff. It's not just like a shallow statistic. Like that's really validating for us.
And like for us, like a lot of our, well, like all of our reaches like organic too.
Yeah.
But like, you know, again, like it's like, because like on Twitter is like where we get a lot of engagement too. Like Viper Club, in my opinion, has the funniest fan base of like any band, because they just like crack me up all the time. But in person, it's like, it's really cool because like it's like the vibe is the same, you know? Like we've somehow like amassed this like vibe, and we all love it. And then at the shows, it's like the same vibe, and it's like,
but it's in person.
It's kind of like we can play like all these songs that sound different, but like we have this one song called Retweet, and it's not out yet, and it's not on the record, but it's like it'll come out later. But it like, we've been playing it live since we've been playing, and like people love it. And it's like I mean, the riff is like it's hard, you know. But then we'll play a song like Beatrix and be like, hoo da 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 da, and like it doesn't matter what we're doing, like everyone's like going, you know, sideways. And it's like, it's the coolest thing ever, like to see. Like, I mean, you know, like it makes me smile every time I think about it, because it's wow, you know.
Well, like that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like we talked about like not letting it go to your head and you know, maintaining or retaining and maintaining that authenticity. Like how much how much more authentic can you be than just like hanging out with like-minded friends, right? Like that's so cool.
Cool place, you know.
Yeah. And like what a cool, like, just it's funny to like even think about it, right? Like how cool is it that you guys get to just like go and basically have parties, right? Just like hang out with friends, goof off, and it's like it's a productive, like valuable thing to do. Like that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like it's
a while, yeah.
And like how like when you guys were like, you know, some of the encounters, obviously you said people are really funny and stuff. What were some of the things that like some of the encounters that really stood out to you guys on the tour?
Oh man. Okay, Whiskey a Go-Go stood out to me quite a bit. Because so that was the hardest we have ever worked to get a crowd to like us.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean,
look at us.
We've been very fortunate.
Like
we've been super fortunate, and so we showed up and played, and we had so we opened for Marcy Playground, and so it was all Marcy Playground's fans and stuff, and like people, you know, that came and saw other openers and stuff like that, and we have a 7-song set, and like the first 5, it was just like, because we have a lot of crowd interaction, like, you know, people sing and stuff like that, and they just wouldn't bite for like the first 5. And then I think it wasn't until like Retweet. Yeah, Retweet, and we hit the drop, and I remember like just turning around and seeing people like just going for it. Like, and it was like a good portion of them too. We were just like, yes, we got them. Yeah, finally. I needed like 8 gallons of water after that show. I was like,
oh man,
we went hard. Yeah,
that's incredible.
So yeah, that one like was weird, you know, just in terms of like energy, because we've never had energy to battle with before.
Yeah.
And it was like a crazy new experience that we all like really loved for some reason, because we felt like not only were we playing a cool show, but we were also like sticking it to the man almost.
Yeah.
You know, because like anybody who didn't like us, we were just kind of like, you know,
like,
which is how we are anyway, but like, you know.
Oh, it's funny that actually made me think of oh man, that Sugar Cult song. I don't know if you remember that. Like he walks away with his middle finger. I can't think of the it's like it's like their only really famous song, but like that's what made me think of, right? He turns around with his middle finger in the air. And like, that's what I imagine. It's like, whether you like me or not, I'm doing this. I'm here. I've arrived. I've got this.
We were honestly like our angle at that show was, you have to deal with us for 35 minutes. So either you like it or you like, you know.
I love it, dude. And that's like I feel like that's one of the things that makes it tough for a lot of musicians to be successful, is that ability to push through that that uncomfortable, because that's uncomfortable. That's not a comfortable feeling to wonder if, you know, you get off stage and if anyone even liked your performance. Like that's an uncomfortable feeling. And so like the idea of pushing through that and persevering and like coming out on top, so that's so rad. Like just coming out the victor, right? Like, this is Sparta, and they're just in the pit now, you know what I mean?
Felt like, oh yeah,
that's so incredible, man.
It was I mean, Nate, like, because Nate wrote our mantra. Man, our dog is going crazy. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. It's all good.
Do you want to go get him?
Must be the mailman.
He's gonna go get the dog.
Chill.
Yeah, we like when we started this band, we have like a pledge basically. And it basically just reiterates how important like being yourself is, and like how you should never like sacrifice being you for someone else's, you know, pleasure. And like, it was kind of funny because like, I guess you know, like we experienced that in our personal lives, but we had never really experienced that in a band setting before.
Yeah.
Like being, because that's basically what the whiskey show was us trying, like having to very loudly be ourselves and having everyone kind of be like, you know, and like, it was like really a put your money where your mouth is kind of moment, you know, and it scared like the daylights out of me. And I was like,
dude.
You know,
well, like I just think back to like my high school days, and like I remember, like, so I was playing shows and stuff, and I do remember, like, I'm a loud person, obviously you can tell. Like I'm a rambunctious, excited. I'm very high energy. And yeah, dude, like and in high school, like there was multiple times where like I would get like either made fun of or like just kind of like talked down to as if I wasn't okay. It wasn't okay for me to be that way, right?
Yeah.
And so like those were the moments I got louder, because I was like, I gotta be even stronger about who I am right now. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna stick it to the man, like you said. And it's like, dude, it is empowering. It feels great when you really genuinely stick to who you are and say, I don't care what you really think, because this is who I am and I'm proud of who I am. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a beautiful feeling. Like
it's amazing. Yeah, dude.
It opens you up to make everything yours. And that is like
absolutely
the point of Viper Club. Like as long as like in our opinion, if we can encourage people to just be themselves, like, and they like the music, like they'll find themselves in the music too.
Yeah.
Like they'll find a part of them there.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's all kind of about like self-love, except we just do it with the middle finger. So we got we like parallel and stuff like that. But we mean the same thing basically.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I mean, self-love, not at anyone else's expense, unless they want to hate you, then it's at their expense.
Yeah, then the whole club's gonna go after them too.
I love it, dude. Oh, freaking amazing. Oh man, well that's actually like a perfect transition point for me, because honestly it's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys.
Yeah.
And I always love to end my interviews with just random questions that have nothing to do with the music. So do you guys still have a few minutes?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Sick. All right. So this first question is due to the fact that I'm a sugarholic and I eat way too much candy. So first one is, what is your favorite candy?
Okay. All right.
You gotta go first, dog.
All right.
Cigarettes. I'm just kidding.
It's so
well, they
fun.
have those little chalk ones, right? Those.
Yeah, they got those. Yeah.
I feel like some people just get so bent about like what candy you like or don't like.
They do.
And then people just start arguing about it.
They do.
Because it's such a delicate thing. Okay.
See, I find it funny. I'm just like, candy is candy. But I have heard that, you know, that like a lot of people do get very defensive about what they like and what they don't like. And it's funny. It's interesting.
I'm a big fan of pretty much anything that is like Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
So like,
I'm obsessed with that too, bro.
Kids, or like the watermelon variation.
Mm-hmm.
Those are solid. And then Airheads has one. It's like the rainbow strip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty good, bro.
Yeah. I'm all about sour candy too.
Oh yeah.
Those are
delicious. There was a while, and I've talked about this way too many times, but I'm all about it, dude. There was a while that Sour Patch, and they still have them in Canada, just not here in the US. They had Sour Patch mangoes, and they're freaking incredible.
Oh, it's like did Altoids do the mango?
Dude, I remember those back in the day. Those were freaking amazing.
Those so good.
Those things would tear up my mouth so bad, dude. My tongue after those.
It was like eating a whole bowl of Captain Crunch, but like just one little sour.
One little sour Altoid, dude. Oh, it ripped your mouth apart, bro. Oh, it's so bad.
It was like just a hop and a skip away from eating a switchblade. Like it was like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, absolutely. That's like that unlucky moment where you get like a Dum Dum or like the Tootsie Roll Pop or whatever, where it has just a little slit in it and it catches your tongue or your root. Like that moment, dude. It's just kills.
Yeah.
I can tell that Nate felt that. He felt that in his mouth.
Oh, peach rings.
Oh,
peach rings. I'm
I'm so into peach rings.
He's
I don't know why or when this happened.
He'll get cocktails with peach rings in them.
I just love peach rings,
dude.
Just a thing.
Yeah.
So I think Arizona has quite a few of these too. Like here in Utah, we have a bunch of soda shops, like a bunch of like the they do the soda mixes and stuff. One of the greatest things ever is to do mango and peach with cream in a Mountain Dew. I don't know why, but it's incredible.
That sounds yeah.
It is fire. It is so good.
Mango, peach with cream and Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically, you know, my mind is mangoes are the tropical peach, and the peach is like the, you know, the more domesticated mango.
Peach, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really.
I'm kind of a fiend for Swedish fish.
Heck yes, dude.
I've always liked those.
Yeah, those are solid.
I just recently got back into gummy bears.
I mean, Haribo, dude. Like
Haribo, I really like I like the natural ones too. Like they're not natural.
I've seen those.
You know, like those, like the more expensive ones for no reason.
Yeah, are they in the white bag? Because I've seen some that are in a white bag.
Oh, the ones in the white bag.
The ones in the white bag are gasoline. Those are so good.
Oh, really? I've never had them. I just saw that they were like 3 times the price of a normal bag of.
They're worth it.
Oh, it's that gourmet gray.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, that's that gray poop.
See, that was the thing is I looked at the flavors and I was like, these sound kind of bizarre. They don't sound like normal fruit flavors that you'd expect.
You'll just inhale the whole bag.
Okay, I mean, dude, that is a major problem I have. Like, I get candy and it's gone, dude. Like,
same.
Bad, dude. Like, I bought 2.5-pound bag of Mike and Ike's, and it was gone in 2 days.
Oh, dude, you're a champion,
dude. It was bad. I mean, granted, my sons ate some, and my wife ate a little bit, but I mean, at least 2 pounds or at least 1.5 pounds of it was me, right? Like, in 2 days.
That's what I do with the Sprouts gummy bears.
Oh yeah,
Sprouts has like, you know, like how they have like the trays.
Oh, the little like the bins for like the free, like where you dish it into the bag or whatever.
Yeah, like the bulk bins, and you just weigh it.
That's what they're doing.
They have gummy bears, and they're so good.
Like, this guy's gonna buy so many gummy bears. Watch him. He's gonna buy pounds of gummy bears.
The flavors are just so. They're bulk gummy bears, but they're so good.
They're good. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Dang.
Harmon's used to have some gummy worms that were like that were super tasty too. Let's see. You guys are frozen here. Let's see. Uh-oh. We lost them. They'll come back and there you go. You guys are back.
Cool. Break.
But yeah, Harmon's, like the grocery store Harmon's had some gummy worms like that too. They aren't good anymore, but they used to be really good.
That's a bummer.
Oh, and those are dangerous too because they're so cheap. You just buy them bulk.
Dude, that's exactly the problem, dude. Yeah. I mean, like next week I'm gonna go see Spider-Man, so now I have to make a stop and at the bulk bins of Sprouts. You guys gummy bears.
Oh yeah, you got to bring the fanny pack,
dude.
With you,
I'm bringing a camel pack and a piss bag to that movie. I'm not leaving my seat.
Not leaving, dude. I'm so pumped. I am so pumped for that movie.
I might even find a way to recycle the piss into the backpack of water and just recycle the water.
Have you seen Dune, the new Dune?
No.
Oh, well, have you ever read the book at all or any of that? Okay.
You can spoil it. Yeah, go ahead.
So Dune it's like super nerd, right? It's basically like a very dark version of Star Wars, but they have these suits that are specifically made to take all the moisture and make it so because like this desert or whatever, you would die if you dehydrate within hours or whatever. So they have these suits that recycle all liquid through the suit, and you re-drink it. And so when you said that, I literally thought of that suit in Dune.
Dang. I had no idea, but now I want to watch Dune.
Oh, you should, dude. You'd probably enjoy it. Like it's a little bit of a slow burn, but I like it a lot. I'm a super nerd. Obviously, you see my freaking
old one or new one.
The new one. I've not seen the old Dune. I've read the book, but I haven't seen the original Dune. I've watched clips, and I was like, "Ooh, this is a little bit out there."
I really want to watch that. I just never got that.
But the new one, it's on HBO Max. Totally worth it.
Oh, I have HBO Max.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I'm sure it would have been better in IMAX, but I enjoyed it on HBO Max. So
you hear that, world? We're content creators, and we have expensive streaming services. Get effed.
I love it. Well, you didn't tell us your favorite, did you?
I would have to either say.
Oh, wait, no, you said Swedish Fish. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Swedish Fish or Gunners, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you did say it. My bad.
Yeah.
I get derailed so easily, dude. I just
no problem.
I lose track.
My life is derailed, so.
Well, so next question here. Sometimes it's hard to come up with your single top answer, so I will allow your top 3 if you want to do that, or franchises. I'll accept franchises too. But favorite movie.
Oh, movie. Natural Born Killers.
Oh,
what's that one? I've never heard of that.
Wow, you just really came at that, huh?
It's this movie.
I think Tarantino wrote it, but he didn't direct it. I think it was
written by Tarantino,
directed by Oliver
Stone directed it.
Oliver Stone.
And it's Woody Harrelson and Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. And who's I can't remember her name, who plays the.
Yeah,
basically it's like this couple.
It's a really messed up Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, and
it's really good.
And
well, I'm a huge fan of Woody Harrelson and of Robert Downey Jr. So
yeah, well, it's like the whole point of the movie is it's like this social commentary on like how like America will just sensationalize these like horrible people and serial killers, and there's like Woody Harrelson and the girl who he's with, who's like his wife. They're like they'll like rob a store and they'll like kill everybody, and like people like they eventually get arrested, and there's people like they're like total celebrities, and like everyone is like obsessed with them, and the like it's directed so weird, and there's just like these really weird shots that like don't make any sense. Like if you just gave like a 5-year-old a camera and they're just doing weird stuff. It's just so cool, and it's so stylish.
It's an older movie. I just barely looked it up on IMDb. It's 1994.
Yeah.
So I mean, I should have definitely heard about this thing before, but and I've never heard of the girl who's in it, Juliette Lewis. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I don't know any other movie that she's in.
It's man, it's pretty like dark and brutal, but like the soundtrack is killer, and like all the editing, and like it's just nuts. It's a fever dream.
I mean, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that is my favorite movie.
I mean, that's you came out swinging, dude. You were like, dude, first pitch, strike, home run.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys,
dude, I was still comprehending the sentence.
First pitch strike in Arizona is not. It's a strikeout.
Yeah, I was like, what's my favorite movie? Natural Born Killers. And I was like, all right.
Well, question he didn't even finish the question yet.
No. I don't have a top. I don't think I can name a top. Do franchises count as one?
Yeah, you can do a franchise as one if you want.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
The trilogy, the original trilogy. I don't care about the other two.
Not the extra new ones. Okay.
Yeah. We don't need those.
The fifth one was pretty good.
It was
okay. Wasn't the fourth one was bad though.
The fourth one was borderline sinful, and the fifth one was like, I'm sorry.
It wasn't like disgraceful.
No, but the fifth one was like, hey guys, we know we made a terrible movie, so we're gonna bring back Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann in the last 2 minutes of the movie just to make everyone shut up. Like, it was so annoying. And I love the first 3 movies though. Like, masterpiece. I also really like The Losers. I think that's a great movie. That movie gets me. And I would say Napoleon Dynamite.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite. What a film.
It's such a it's a well-paced movie. Yeah. Like it's so well done. Like it really, like Nate and I always said, like when we make an album, like the nature of anything we make creative will sit in the world of Napoleon Dynamite, because it's so like authentic and real, and just like the soundtrack of that movie is gangster for no reason.
I freaking love it, dude. Like, and I feel like people in Utah, Idaho, Arizona, some parts of Nevada they'll understand that movie just inherently. They just know it. They're like, I feel this movie. You know, there's something about like these Colorado probably too. I don't know much in terms of their like a lot of the makeup of like their cultures and stuff. But Idaho, Utah, and Arizona for sure. Like we just get that movie. We kind of we kind of just know it differently than other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is either. Like why? But yeah, dude. That's
what
so
is
funny.
yours?
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Oh, dude. Mine's constantly changing. But Star Wars is always at the top.
Okay.
Right behind me, you'll see the Home Alone house. One of my favorite movies of all time, Home Alone.
Yeah,
it's Lego, dude. Freaking coolest Lego set ever. But yeah. So, I'll say so. Star Wars, like I said, and if I had to say the best Star Wars movie is Rogue One, which is controversial. People,
you know what? I can agree with that.
That's a solid opinion,
dude. I freaking like it. Obviously, it can't stand alone, so maybe that does take some of its value or whatever away, but it's so great. Like so that would be obviously top for me. But Into the Spider-Verse is another huge one for me. I love the animation, I love the story, I love the Miles Morales character. And I think Spider-Man's just dope. And then Bill and Ted's, it was like defined.
No way.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, just like it defined my childhood. Like I didn't know Keanu Reeves for Matrix. I didn't know him for anything except that movie. And when people are like, oh, Keanu Reeves, he's like the best action. I'm like, no, he is Bill Esquire. No, let's see. He's Ted. But I'm like, dude, no, he's Ted. Anyway, so yeah, that was a classic. And obviously I'm wearing my Ghostbusters shirt. Have you seen the new Ghostbusters?
No, is it out?
Dude, it's so good. You guys
is it out?
Yeah, it came out
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So good. So good.
Wow.
Definitely recommend it.
Definitely gonna
I love the original 2 Ghostbuster movies, and then obviously this new one just played perfectly into the way that the Ghostbusters story played, and very well done. So I'm a super nerd though. I love nerdy stuff like Back to the Future as well. I don't know.
Yeah, no, like Viper Club's claim to fame is that we're all gamers.
Heck yes. Well, I guess that might answer this final question, because the last question that I always ask is favorite non-music related hobby. You know, favorite thing to do that has nothing to do with music.
I'll answer.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I've heard that there's some like really like there's some pretty intense debate about like which Super Smash Brothers people should play. Is it Melee? Is it Brawl? Which one do you guys go for?
So we play Ultimate,
which is the newest one on Switch, right? Okay.
Dude, if you're gonna get into Smash,
like Ultimate is so well balanced.
Definitely Ultimate.
Like, well, okay, like it's
balanced.
Good. Like, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, we could sit and talk about it, you know.
The first Smash that we played was like the first one. Yeah.
N64, dude. Back in the day, bro. I would always play as freaking Samus or Link. Yeah. Those were the two, bro.
Dude, we've been playing. Well, I've been playing Captain Falcon since I got the game, bro.
Falcon Punch.
About to get a Captain Falcon tattoo. That's how
nice.
With our Lord and Savior Captain Falcon.
Did you ever play F-Zero X? The game that he comes from? Oh, okay.
No, sorry. I just like serving the need.
That's the one for N64, right?
Yeah, it's one of the coolest racing games ever made on N64.
So
I'm gonna play that.
So for Christmas, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's gonna get me an N64.
Yes.
And
you chose well.
Literally just because like those two Nintendo 64 Zelda games are like my two favorite games.
Oh, dude. Ocarina of Time is
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are just
I never beat Majora's Mask. I just remember Ocarina of Time so well as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, that one specifically is probably my favorite game just ever, because it's you know. But yeah, I'm looking at games to get for it, so maybe I'll pick that up.
Dude, F-Zero X, I don't know. I'm not a huge like classic gamer, but I did have a 64 growing up. Like that was the only console I was allowed to have. So I played a lot of Super Mario 64, played a lot of Super Smash, a lot of Tony Hawk, and then a lot of F-Zero X. Those were the 4 games I played, because I tried to get GoldenEye on my 64. My mom took it away. Same with Turok, the dinosaur hunter one. And then same with Perfect, or what is it? Perfect Dark. Yeah. So those 3 games, they all had that one little M on there. My mom said, out of here.
Nate and I got away with
having a Doom for 64.
Oh, we used to have a game, and we got that taken away so fast because Nate and I started like Tombstone pal driving each other in the basement. Like started like just RKOing each other, like, you know, like,
dude.
Like,
oh man.
I mean, it was like WCW, so it was like Sting was on, like, had like
oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
I played that a lot on the PlayStation 2 at friends' houses.
Yeah, but I mean, I would confidently say that our best hobby is making people return their Nintendo Switch on Smash.
Oh, you don't like the Switch? Oh, because you beat them so bad.
People just uninstall, man.
Okay. Hey,
like,
you know,
if you're hearing this, like this podcast right now, and you're like, oh, I could take those 2 guys.
That's a direct
I just
challenge.
want you to know, you can't. Like, you can't take us. Like,
hey, he's on TikTok. Find him on TikTok and message him and say, hey, I challenge you to a duel, right? Like, you gotta like you gotta say it like nice and official, right? Like, and then he'll duet you, shut you down, and then get your gamer tag and proceed to just absolutely dominate you.
It's true. It's over.
I don't even know. I've never seen him play, but I'm confident in what I'm saying.
Don't step in my ring. You will get fell. Like, I mean,
well, what's the best map then? What's the best play map? Like,
well, so Nate and I are Puritans, so we believe platforms do not belong on the stage.
Oh, okay.
Well,
if they are on the stage, it's fine. Like, you're still gonna die. Like
I love it, dude.
But preferably, we'd like to play no platforms, and Final Destination is the best.
Which one's the Final Destination?
That's the one where you fight Master Hand at the.
Oh, heck yeah! Okay,
game. Like
just
that last
bare minimum.
Bare minimum. That's
okay.
That's where people are made warriors. You know? Like,
dude, I always remember hating, just absolutely loathing the Pokemon map from N64. They would come out that door and I'd be at like 150% gone. I was just gone. I was like, dude, I was doing well, you know, like every time. I don't know.
You're just gone.
Just the worst. And I never managed to figure out the timing. I will 100% like say that there's no way that I will ever beat you because I'm terrible at Super Smash, but I think it's a fantastic game.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. Yeah.
It's just so much fun. It's just such a classic.
It really is.
But Nate, you sound like you're a big Zelda guy, huh?
Yeah.
That's sick, bro. My
here, I have a Sheikah slate from Breath of the Wild.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, my son, he's 6 and he is obsessed with Zelda. Yeah, dude. I was really bummed one day because I had beat Breath of the Wild and I had like 60 some or 70 some shrines out of the 90, right? Like 90 something shrines that are in the game. And I was making a bunch of progress and he started a new map and it was gone. And he came up to me. He came up to my office. I was sitting in here working. He came up here crying and he felt so bad. And I was like, dude, let's just start over and he's beaten one of the divine beasts already. I was like, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Yeah.
Flying through.
Oh, dude, he's freaking crazy. Like he beat all of what's the Super Mario, the newest one, Odyssey. He beat that one at 4.5 years old. I was like, dude, what is this kid? Like he obviously had the assist mode on, right? Like where you fall off and it just takes away 1 life and you can always regen health or whatever. But still, he beat Bowser and stuff. I was pretty stoked. I was like, this is my son.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, dude, thank you guys so much, man. I had an absolute blast getting to know you guys and huge props. Like I said, I think what you've accomplished with your sound and being able to keep things so fresh on each track is something that I haven't seen very much. And when I do see it, it's very challenging to be done well. And you guys have killed it. So well done. And I'm stoked for the album. When does it drop?
December 17th, a week from tomorrow.
Booyah.
I go. Dude. Yeah, tomorrow, whenever that day is.
What a good release day, you know, Spider-Man and Viper.
Spider-Man, Viper Club. Spider Club.
I mean, you don't need anything more.
Maybe we'll show up in No Way Home. Hey, no one ever thought about that.
No one. Yeah, maybe you guys, when you went to New York, they were filming it and you guys magically were in it, you know?
Yeah. That explains why Spider-Man almost took me out, swinging by.
Yeah. I mean, that would explain everything, right?
Kind of rude. Didn't even say excuse me. I was like, you have spidey senses? Like, you have manners? Like, okay. Anyway.
Oh, man, it's incredible. Well, real quick, before you guys take off, tell the people where they can find you and make sure that we get them over to your socials.
Yes. Yeah, you can find us on @Viper Club Band on Instagram, Viper Club on YouTube, Viper Club everywhere you can possibly type it. You will find us.
Sick. Yeah, it's one of the nice things about having a pretty unique band name is it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, true.
Except there are like Dodge Viper clubs.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Those are pretty big. I knew a guy in Houston who had a Viper, and he was like, "This dude is pretty official. They have like embossed gear, and they have like a whole club thing that they do, and they're all like, they're pretty hoity-toity guys." Anyway, it's totally random.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, you guys have a stellar evening, man. It was really cool talking with you.
Yeah, it's great talking with you too.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Sick. Let's get that ended here. Man, really cool guys. Be sure to check out their music. Obviously, they showed you where you can find them, and go show them some love because they're super awesome. And that's going to do it. That is going to do it. Y'all have a stellar evening. We'll catch you on Saturday. I'm going to start making these actually like scheduled, like having it nice and consistent. I'm going to start doing like, this is going live at this date, We're going to have a nice consistent schedule because the releases are consistent, but the interview times aren't. So I'll figure that out. But until then, deuces.